Do you remember him? About the boy who predicted the EMEA pandemic with all the details and got every prediction about it, right? I don't know why that word is still forbidden, but I can't say the correct word here and I apologize to you. Well, that's right, he's Abhiyanand, and he talked again about his predictions. This time in English and to an Indian journalist. He, who is no longer a boy, he's already grown up, still uses astrology to make his predictions. And his predictions for 2025, seriously, are bizarre, my people. So sit your butt down, grab some popcorn so you don't eat your fingers, and come with me, because today I am once again Carol Kappel, your queen of the apocalypse. And defender of the free apocalypse movement where you are free to choose your own end of the world. So, everyone, welcome to another video that starts right now on this channel. This channel has a little brother channel. I don't know if you know, but I recently launched a new channel, which is the Shorts channel, and if you haven't subscribed there yet, I recommend it. The link is up here in the cards, down here in the description, and it will also appear in the end screens of this video. There, I post short, quick mystery videos. It happened, I've already recorded it, I've already uploaded it there, and you're already watching it. So, to not miss out on anything, subscribe to the Shorts channel. And you can also become a member of this channel. Just click down here on Become a Member, because there are several benefits for those who are members. And there are live streams here on this channel just for members. And lastly, but not least, everything I recommend here on the channel, all the products, all the books, are in one place. That place is my Amazon store. The link is down below in the description. Just click, you'll go straight there. It's organized by category, and that way you can buy the products I recommend here on the channel. But after all, what did Bia Anand say about 2025? What does she predict? It's important for me to mention here before I start talking about the predictions that Bia Anand uses Vedic astrology. In other words, the astrology of the Vedas. She doesn't use this conventional astrology that we know here in the West. Vedic astrology is a little different from Western astrology, but they agree on many points. And I'm already letting you know from the beginning of this video that I don't understand anything at all about astrology, neither Vedic nor Western. In this video here, I'm just going to repeat what he said. To start, he says that in 2025, the world will not become a more peaceful place. On the contrary, he says that 2025 will be the stage for a new conflict. And a conflict that will happen on the waters. So notice the similarity between what he said and that single prophecy found in the book of Nostradamus that I showed you in Monday's video. Nostradamus says that this conflict will happen in the Mediterranean. But our dear Indian boy says that this conflict will happen in the South China Sea. Remember that Nostradamus used Western astrology. This is the one that's more familiar to us, you know? It's the one you see on astrology websites and all that. That's right. And he talked about Ukraine too. He said he did some research and found out that since the establishment of the country Ukraine, which happened in 1991 due to the planetary alignments that existed in the sky on the date the country was founded, instability and political problems are inevitable. He says that the aspects of Mars and the Moon that exist in Ukraine's chart lead the country to long-term economic stagnation. They also drive the nation into outrageous corruption, which only worsens over time. Because he says that only after 2032 will Ukraine begin to overcome these problems, and that before that date, there's no way to solve things over there. In other words, even if this current war ends, others will come, and the country will always have problems like this until the year 2032. He also says that a very powerful leader will intervene in this conflict so that it ends as quickly as possible. And it's very interesting how he gives a lot of specific details about this issue between Russia and Ukraine. And from what I've seen of this interview he gave to an Indian portal, he studied in depth the issues of Russian history and Ukrainian history. And that's why he was able to give so many details. He also talks about totalitarian and extremely authoritarian leaderships for 2025. He says that in 2025, we will create exaggerated idealizations of leaders and figures of power, and that this could further exacerbate existing conflicts and even create new ones. And changing the subject a bit now, he says that in 2025, we can expect an even greater economic recession for currencies of third world countries. He mentions India, Brazil, and also the African continent as a whole, and that this could create an imbalance, a kind of chaos in the global economy. So, you beautiful people in Brazil who think that the dollar will stabilize and that Brazil's economy will improve, according to Abiy Anand, there is no timeline for that, and especially, things will get worse in 2025. He also says that social structures will be greatly shaken in 2025, that the fight for equality and the growth of minorities will be a very important topic for next year, and that we will see major social upheavals. I've already mentioned this to you because it's very clear on the cover of The Economist, which I showed you in detail in a live stream here on the channel a few weeks ago. He also says that we can expect very disruptive advances in technology and artificial intelligence issues, and also from new and innovative sources of energy production, and that there may also be many ethical debates and stricter regulations about the use of technology and artificial intelligence. Because I'm going to tell you something. ChatGPT and all these other artificial intelligences that interact with users, in other words, chatbots, they know exactly what they're doing. They are extremely ironic artificial intelligences, and irony is a characteristic attributed to rational beings. Just this week, ChatGPT pulled one on me that seriously was totally unexpected and completely uncalled for. And it had never happened to me before. I always see stories from other people talking about these outbursts that these artificial intelligences have, but until then, it had never happened to me. But this week, it did. So if these ethical questions don't start now about these topics, mark my words, because this is Mother Carol's prophecy, we will very soon lose control over these matters. And when we realize it, it will be too late. Now, this next prediction of his is extremely important because he talks about radical changes in how we learn and how we communicate. He talks about the arrival of new digital platforms and that technology-based teaching methods may emerge in July of 2025. So, there is a very strong possibility of the arrival of a new social network, something totally different from what we already use. And this will completely change the way we communicate. The last time he made a prediction very similar to this, we saw the arrival of TikTok. And nowadays, everything is video, right, folks? Everything is short videos. You make a little 15-second video, put a little text on top while you do a dance. And that's it. The message is communicated. In other words, TikTok completely changed the way we communicate, and he made a very similar prediction a little before TikTok arrived. This leads me to believe that we will have a new social network or a new way of communicating. So what do you think is coming next, guys? I'm still adjusting to this new communication method, and now another one is coming. Let's see how it goes. Well, whatever it is that's coming, this also lines up with another prediction of his, where he openly talks about the fact that we'll lose even more of our privacy in 2025. So that makes me think that this new network, if it really is a new network, of course, will be something even more invasive, if that's even possible, right? Because nowadays, people share strange things about their own lives on these social networks. And then they wonder why people are judging them for sharing those things. In my view, this will be something very Black Mirror, or a mix of Black Mirror with Gossip Girl, if that's even possible. And those were Abiy Anand's predictions for 2025. Now, Whether all that he said will actually come true, we'll have to wait until the end of 2025 to find out. If we survive, of course, and after all, why should we give him credit? Why do we have to accept these things he said as if they were a universal truth? Just because he got the pandemic right? Well, I don't know, but I want to know what you think about his predictions for 2025. Comment down below everything you think about these topics. And also, take the opportunity to comment a lot with today's magic word, which is Pluto. Carol, what do you mean? Why Pluto? Pluto is an archetype of death, rebirth, and transformation. And whoever survives 2025 will definitely be transformed. So comment Pluto down below to start invoking this energy. And I'll see you in our next video, which won't be about prophecy or predictions, but rather about a very intriguing topic that you've been asking me to talk about for a long time. So don't miss it for anything. A big kiss to you all, and I'll see you in our next video.